How's it going, everybody? Fantasy Joe back with the Week 1 running back rankings. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. Have a start-sit question. Do I start this running back, this wide receiver, this quarterback, or this tight end? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments. I'll respond as always. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. I post weekly rankings every week, give you all your start-sit advice if you ever post in the comments. We also have buy lows, sell highs, and just a bunch of other fantasy football content coming your way every single week to give you that edge on the rest of your league mates to bring home that fantasy football championship this season. Let's dive into these rankings. They're half-point PPR. At number 1, we got Saquon Barkley against the Dallas Cowboys. That should be a great matchup for him. 2, Christian McCaffrey against Seattle. I expect him to get back to his usual ways and dominate for fantasy. 3, Jonathan Taylor against Miami. Great matchup for him. He should get that ball a ton. 4, we got Jahmyr Gibbs against Green Bay. Rumor has that he's been the starter this year as far as starting the games, starting drives. That'll be valuable for him. 5, Chase Brown against Cleveland. Should get a ton of volume each and every week. 6, Derrick Henry against Buffalo. Derrick Henry's an absolute stud. Ashton, Jeanty against New England. We should see him get enough volume to be successful just about anywhere. Bijan Robinson plays Tampa Bay. I'm surprised he's this low, but just think Tampa's going to get back to their old ways as far as being a really good run defense. Normally he'll be up in that top 5. 9, we got Josh Jacobs against Detroit. Good matchup against the run. Detroit is good defending the run, so a tougher matchup for Jacobs, but I still expect him to be able to get it done. Saw him have over 100 yards in one game against Detroit last year, and saw him have a 3-touchdown game against Detroit as well. Bucky Irving plays Atlanta. I think that should be a good game for him. Devon Achane plays Indy. James Conner plays New Orleans. He's an absolute must-start in that contest. 13, Kyren Williams plays Houston. That's another one. I'm still playing him full confidence. Even though there's some talks that he might split the workload a little bit, I'm not really worried about it. Chuba Hubbard plays Jacksonville. Good matchup for him. Seeing him, it'll be interesting to see how much work Rico Dowdle takes. I thought it just mainly be third downs, which we didn't see Chuba be very effective for fantasy football anyway. But pass catching numbers bump your numbers up even if you're not effective doing it. So something to keep an eye on. Kenneth Walker against San Francisco. If it was a little bit better of a matchup, I'd have Kenneth a little higher. But I expect him to be a running back 1 just about every single week he's on the field. Alvin Kamara against Arizona. Another guy I expect to absolutely dominate, especially early on in the season. Omarion Hampton against Kansas City. It's a tough matchup for Omarion, but I expect him to be the horse, the guy, even though Najee Harris is healthy and is going to suit up. Expect Hampton to be the lead dog on this offense early on. 18, James Cook against Baltimore. A tougher matchup, but Cook's an absolute stud, and that offense leans on him, so expect him to have another good game for fantasy football in a tough one. Isaiah Pacheco against the Chargers. I expect him to be the lead back for them and have a good chance of having a good game against that Chargers defense. 20, we got David Montgomery. Still think he's got just about as good chances to touchdown as any running back in football. 21, Tony Pollard against Denver. Tough matchup. I expect him to get enough volume to be good for fantasy. 22, Aaron Jones against Chicago. We've always seen him be good in those matchups. Travion Henderson against Vegas. This is a good matchup for him. I expect him to get it done. 24, Tyrone Tracy against Washington. Early on, I expect him to be the lead back and to be good for fantasy before Cam takes over. 25, Breece Hall against Pittsburgh. It'll be interesting to see how they divvy up the workload there, but obviously I've got him a little bit lower, not super high on Breece Hall from what we saw last year and the way things have been trending in training camp. 26, we got DeAndre Swift against Minnesota. He should be good to start the year as well. Another guy that should be good to start the year, Jalen Warren against the Jets. He should get a lot of work on this one early. We'll see how much they work in. Caleb. Austin Eckler, I expect to be the lead back for a good Washington Commanders offense and to be able to get it done against the Giants and their good defensive line because of what he can do in the passing game as well. J.K. Dobbins against Tennessee. He should be good to start the season before R.J. Harvey takes over for him, who we're going to talk about in just a moment. Ramondre Stevenson. It is a good matchup against Vegas. He's got a good chance at a touchdown, and he's the incumbent, so he should still get a lot of work, especially early on in the season. 31, R.J. Harvey. He plays Tennessee. They've got some good players up front, but I think he'll be worked in enough to be their solid RB 2-3 flex range for fantasy football. 32, Tank Bigsby. I expect him to be the lead runner on the ground against Carolina in a game. I think they'll win, although it should be close. 33, Jerome Ford against Cincy. I'll touch on him and Dylan Sampson. Basically, I expect them to split work. This is a very winnable matchup on the ground. But yeah, I think they'll mainly be splitting work in this one against Cincinnati. 34, I've got Nick Chubb against the Rams. Rams have a good defense, but I still think Nick Chubb with the volume, I expect him to be the lead back there with Joe Mixon out. Should be solid. We got Travis Etienne against Carolina as well. I think he'll be more the pass catcher, but that's still to be seen. I do think he'll get some early down work. Just think Tank will get more of it and will be the goal line guy, but it'll be interesting to see with Travis Etienne, how efficient he is and what his workload looks like this season. If you guys are new to the channel, stop right now, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, stick around and win that fantasy football championship for me one time this season. And if you guys aren't new, put those comments in. Still really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great week 1. Bring home that dub, and we'll keep stacking these wins as the season goes on. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Fantasy Joe.